Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I just finished off with my 30 days no dairy challenge on a carnivore diet, and I wanted to do like a brief recap of what those 30 days looked like and what was my experience eliminating dairy from a already quite restrictive diet, I would say. And hopefully this video gives you an idea whether this is something what is worthwhile for you to try. So first of all, why would you want to eliminate dairy from the carnivore diet? That's a great question, and also one that was on my mind when I started back in September. I've been carnivore now for more than 4 months, and I have to say the diet was going on pretty well. I was losing weight, I was less inflamed, I had stable energy, but you hear often in the carnivore community that dairy can actually cause some of the side effects. So it can increase inflammation, which can potentially then stall the weight loss. It can affect digestion. And although I was not particularly feeling any of those side effects, I was still curious what will further eliminating and really focusing on just eating animal meats and eggs do to my body and to my whole carnivore journey. So I decided I will run a 30-day experiment or challenge, as I called it. So starting with 2026, at the start of January, I decided to completely quit dairy for a month. So for the benefits and for the drawbacks, so let's get the negatives or drawbacks out of the way first, as those are mostly what keeps people of trying these sort of challenges or diets in the first place. Now for me, since I was already on a carnivore diet for at least 3 months, it wasn't such a big deal of starting and eliminating dairy. Sure, my meals started to taste blender, there was less variety. You are, as I said, eliminating another food group from your already restrictive diet. So for example, eliminating Greek yogurt and cheese and butter. These are all like things that I would otherwise eat on a daily basis. And I found that, especially in the first week, I missed them quite a lot. But there was one particular product, so I'll just say it's butter, that I never stopped missing. So it goes to show that butter is really super versatile on carnivore, and honestly it's one of the things that I missed the most. And as this challenge concluded, it was one of the first things that I actually went about and enjoy. Just take a cold butter out of the fridge, put some salt on it, and it was actually super delicious. So I think the challenge would be far more difficult if I just started a carnivore diet. So if one would go for a strict carnivore without dairy since the beginning, then you really cut back on variety. But some other people are reporting that having just meats and starting off like this, it's a viable option as well, so don't be discouraged. Another drawback that I noticed is also that going either out to eat or to an event or family gathering, for instance, it makes it even more difficult to find any variety or sometimes even anything to eat. Overall, I would say those are all the cons or drawbacks that I experienced. So let's get back to the positive things now. One of the main, and for me at least, the important bits is my cravings reduced even further. So with carnivore, you're typically having 2 to 3 meals, and I was doing that for a couple of months already. But still, occasionally I would crave some sort of snack like cheese, but now when I was eating no dairy, well, there was no cheese. And I found that a couple of days in, this made my mental fortitude stronger, and I really hope that I can stick with this habit or lack of the habit of snacking, because I think this really helps with overall mood and also weight loss. Speaking of weight loss, I immediately started to drop weight again. At the first 1 or 2 weeks, I was at around 114 kilograms, and soon after, in about 2 weeks in, I dropped like additional 1.5 or 2 kilograms, so almost like 5 pounds, which I was super happy with. I do have to be honest that in the second half of the challenge, this weight loss sort of plateaued, but I'm still happy with losing 2 additional kilograms in just 1 month. Keep in mind that I already had lost like 15 kilograms in total, which is something what I more in-depthly describe in one of my previous videos, the 90 days on a carnivore challenge, or a carnivore diet I should say rather. So feel free to check that one out if you're interested. So these were the 2 most important positives for me, having a better or less mental and physical craving for snacks or food in general. I could easily go about the day with just 2 meals, and my weight loss started to pick up again. After all, my carnivore journey has been mostly about reducing the body fat, but there is of course one additional thing, which is overall energy was pretty stable. I wasn't really experience any drawbacks in the gym, and as you might have seen in my daily uploads throughout the challenge, my training, as much as I included it in those videos, I haven't really experienced any drop in performance. I was continuously progressing from week to week, so I was super happy with that, and it goes to show that dairy is not like 100% necessary, but it is easier to stick to the carnivore diet possibly, especially if you don't have any troubles tolerating it. So bottom line and conclusion of the challenge, was it worth it? For me personally, I would say yes. I mean, it was not super difficult, but it was slightly annoying, I would say, especially at the beginning. But I would say that pros outweigh the cons by a large margin. So everything what I seek in a carnivore diet was just brought to another level. It's not a miles difference, but it's considerable. Going forward, I plan on sticking to the carnivore for sure. And in terms of dairy, I want to be somewhere in the middle. So I will not completely eliminate it. Certain products, which you might already know what it is, will be reintroduced to my diet. So I'm talking about butter, of course, but I definitely don't want to start with the meals that will completely base around dairy, and I want to eliminate cheese snacking, as it feels like it affects my mental and just causes more cravings. And this is what other people are reporting as well. So my suggestion would be, if you're on a carnivore, you might want to go ahead and try eliminating dairy to see if it improves your experience. Or if you want to keep the dairy in, I would suggest to base your meals around meat primarily, add eggs if you can tolerate it, and then add the cheese just to spice up the things a bit. For those who have been watching my daily uploads during this challenge, first of all, thank you. I never really thought that I would like that side of YouTube as much, but those quick updates, those small wins every day, seeing back the small changes day by day, it really helped me stick to the goal and to hold myself accountable. And it was really fun to share those insights into the whole process. So I want to keep on making those as part of my YouTube channel, whether it will be another 30-day challenge or something else. You can expect more updates there on a regular basis. I got more video ideas and already some videos in the making. It will be more about carnivore, meal ideas, training videos, so stay tuned if you want to see more. Remember, meat, weights, and a calm mind. Thanks for watching. See you next time.